recap, man, of what happened last time? Oh, I just named you, I guess.
Oh, frick.
Is that your job that you
Is that at your job? Lists place of employment.
almost did? Do you want to do a recap? Or
Yeah, we killed the Balaam, or the projection of the Balaam.
and you've got the magical slippers.
Um, I don't have them. 3 times a day, you can become an ego cat or salmon. We gave it. Did we give it to Pipkin? Because
30 minutes.
yeah, sorry, 3 times a day you can become that for 30 minutes. Counts as concentration. I Okay, we gave it to somebody because there was. I'm sure one of us doesn't have a way out of bad situations. Like I can misty step. Um,
Surely Lawrence, because Pipkin can talk.
oh right, yeah. So I can water walk. I'm pretty sure Lawrence can do something. Yeah, and
Pipkin the
Pipkin.
slipper.
Yeah, as the slippers does.
That's a likely story because I believe she wouldn't have written it in her notes that she has it. Slippers of bestiality.
Fuck. Very different magic item.
Don't know what.
Yeah, the whole last session. Because you weren't hitting hard enough. Zip.
I've got some sad news for you. So as well, last time Lawrence is speaking to the cabin boy Rickard, and he's convinced that Captain Zargos has made a deal with a demon. Yeah. Yeah. And I think the crew are still magically asleep, apart from The little boy, Rickard, right?
I think so, yeah.
He must awake again because they did the autopsy, right? We're still magically asleep then. Yeah, because you were looking. Yeah,
I have some, yeah. I didn't spend that many last time, so okay.
yes. He has a box that he hides in here, but I don't know where it is. That's what James has said. He's got a box that he keeps.
Hmm. If it's I could cast detect magic today. So if it's magical, I could find it, but I don't have locate object on me at the moment. I think I might have to be familiar with it. Hang on. If I could describe or name an object that's familiar to me. So I'd have to know about it and be able to like have a clear idea of what it is. I don't think so. They're all sealed up, so we didn't open them. Yeah, because there was no reason to try and break into the food and water stores. Because we were hunting cats before. One of the cats was magic. Bigby. Um, well, we did. We made a deal with him, but I don't know that we made a deal to not hurt him. But then, wouldn't he be angry with us? Did Am I wrong? But I think I did. Am I thinking right that Bigby used to be like a bone devil or something? Like
That might be what it needs to be.
I think he used to be quite tough and has been
He
knocked.
being demoted, and he was explaining like the sort of like the Age of Heroes game. he goes in it, and he to
Right.
also know that he's not scared of Borta the Rakshasa, and is quite happy to go into his realm and free Lawrence's family.
Yeah, so I think he's tricky and tough as is, and with his body back, he'll be fucking hard as nails. And he's always been good to us. He's never been mean. Like he's given us helpful information regularly. Yeah, but he seems nice. Okay, what is it? If you want them to live there, yeah. Yeah, I I don't know either, but yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, at worst, we could buy the land and build it. No worries.
Is there anything specific you're looking for in the room?
But if I cast detect magic, if anything pings up, but I don't think anything did last time we were in here.
Did last time, and you feel like it would have because you know how the spell works.
Yeah, if there was something to see, I would have seen it last time. So
Arcana check.
yeah,
Do you know anything
yeah,
about Arcana?
better than me. I got an 11.
One, so you got 12. So you're fairly confident that nothing like pinned up, waist like block. Not really. You don't know much more than that. Anything else you want to look for in the room? Are you pickpocketing the guy, Naomi? What are you going to look for on him? Because you're reading for the Arcana.
She's a bard.
Are you wanting to run down the stairs, Lawrence?
Well, aren't they? Are they? You said they were still magically asleep.
Yeah,
Yes, she
but
should be fine.
you also
Alright,
killed the thing that put them asleep.
this is true. Fuck. I'm gonna go. Once he realizes that I'm going to, oh, yeah, I'm gonna go back upstairs and start steering the ship and making sure we're not fucking running aground.
So the ship started was slightly off course. You're good.
No, correct.
It's like the river is a few miles wide.
Mm.
Okay. Are you searching him or searching his chest first? Are you searching him or are you searching like the footlocker at the end of his bed? Start him first, okay? Give me a roll. 19. Okay, so as you reach over his body, you search him, but you don't hear anything. But as you like take a step back, you feel a floorboard under your foot move. It looks like it should come up. Okay, so as you after you put it up, you find like a small bone key. Lawrence. Okay, what are you looking for? Okay. So, do a roll an investigation check then. What are we doing?
And I was about to start searching his chest cavity. Oh, I found a heart. This is gross.
Yeah, I changed the wording of chest to footlocker the second I said it, in case there was any confusion. No, yeah. So as you investigate the room, you can't find anything, but you perceive a draft coming through from a wall. You don't think there should be a draft coming through from an internal wall of the ship. Okay, it doesn't work. It's the wrong key for it.
Lawrence is horrified.
You're gonna what?
You- You're gonna fucking Kool-Aid man your way through this shit. Do you have the capacity to look for a keyhole in this wall? Okay. All right.
Are you knocking the wall down without looking to see if there's a way to open it? You're you're looking for a keyhole in the wall or a way to open the wall. What you're trying to do before we cast shatter inside the ship.
Before you blow a hole in the boat, we're sailing. I'm not swimming a mile to shore in plate mail. I'll drown.
Okay. What are you looking for though?
Might I suggest trying to find where this air is coming from and following that seam?
A loose floorboard similar to the one in the bedroom, and you pick it up, and there's a small lever.
Oh fuck. No, that was an incredible response, being stuck in a room alone with a high level bad guy. The boat begins to sink. Wrong lever.
You you pull the lever, and the wooden door slides across. There's a large dark room. Are you looking in? Yeah. There-
Luckily, Bowden can cast light on something if you want to run up quickly and I'll just let it go.
nothing explodes. Okay. You've got dim light coming from the tinder box. Presumably you've lit a torch on fire or something. Box is for a spark, right? We know what a tinder box does.
What do you mean you have a lighter?
Source of some sort.
Lawrence pulls out his trusty Zippo.
It's like flicking a lighter to get the sparks.
Two tinder boxes does not a Zippo make.
It's just spreading sparks over the wooden ship.
The reason that ships use lanterns.
Okay, in the room, you can see a chest, but also you see like bones lying about it and pieces of clothing. We don't hear any noise. It's quite a small room. It's like a cupboard. You don't get trapped. There's a chest. Presumably you turn the key at this point. So you open the chest. Inside the chest there appears to be lots of like documents. Like this big supporter. You start reading through them, and a lot of it seems like travel documentation for people. Can I finish on to like for the chest, like the paperwork? So there's just bones and bits of clothing. Tried an investigation check. There are clothes. Yep. So you don't notice anything unusual about the clothes. You just know there's clothes kicking about.
Fuck's sake. There's other things in the chest if you want to look. There's not gold. Just go through there. You find some documents written in high that read. Yeah. You find a document about the ship's ownership, and it says that it belongs to a Peter Zargos. Okay? But he's a half elf, and the captain is a human. Half elf. Oh, yeah. I remember that. Thanks. You racist fucks. It's been years and you're still getting it wrong. Now you're asking questions.
I don't know the name of the ship.
I don't have the name of the ship written down.
Called the Dawn. I think it's the Dawn. Hold the Dawn, I'm pretty sure. Okay. You can see that was made in Balvadia City. You also see that was made of white ash, and you were told that the ship had like a purple hue to it, so it seems to be like a different type of wood or a different looking wood than what it is in the document you can see. Do you want to keep looking? Do you want to roll an investigation check? So as you're looking at the chest, the room starts to feel quite cold. 8. Yeah, there's just loads of paperwork to like work through, but you can't really find anything about apart from that. You're just like sort of like passports and manifest people being on the ship. No. So for boarding on the top of the ship, like you're in quite a tropical place, but the temperature's really, really dropped and it's starting to get quite windy. You're muted.
That's odd. Is it affecting the ship at all? Or are we okay? Like,
It's a bit rocky. It's not like enough that you can steer back into it to like offset the wind. A very quick, noticeable change in conditions.
is there anything like around that appears to be causing this? Anything within like sight, nothing obvious.
Roll a perception check if you like.
Yeah. That's 19 plus what's perception 7, so 26 perception.
So you know the prevailing wind normally goes west to east where you are, but it's in the opposite direction.
That was a sudden change. Right, I'll mention that to them when they get back up. It seems odd. Like, hey, It's it's just like gotten really cold and the wind has completely flipped directions. What? Oh, so the captain's an imposter, and this boat is a different boat that's got the same name and being brought back. Like, what's his face? So Ricard could be right. Bar
Bavaria.
Barbadia. Do I know where Barbadia is? With
It's
my sailor's knowledge.
yeah, it's a few kingdoms over. Coastal one. I'll get up a map and show you. It's famous, like so. It's got a really nice climate. It's famous for growing crop and wine and selling wine. There's lots of vineyards there, so it's a quite a wealthy part of the empire, and there's a lot of industry and shipbuilding in it as well. But there are gnomish slaves there that are used to work in the
Um,
vineyards. Yeah. So you guys, like, can you see the magnifying thing?
yeah.
So you guys where the magnifying thing is, and it's over here. This is Splin here, traveling to Lagwin that's there. What, sorry? What, sorry? That's just an island. That's where Lawton's from.
Yeah, this is a well-traveled ship.
Don't think it's that odd to have travelled that far because like the main trading route would be from Port Ajan, where you started off to the east past the Long March. So it's quite common for ships to be made where it was made, but the American ships to be around there, apart from when they're going to get the wine to Quebec.
Yeah.
So there's nothing unusual about it being here.
All right, fair enough.
It does. So a lot of trade comes along that river, but yeah.
What about the crew at the moment? Like, did you guys see them? Are they up and about? That's reassuring. What time is it? Still like middle of the night? Is it late?
Probably the early hours of the morning now.
All right. Well, I suppose we'll start to worry about it in a couple of hours when we need to get the captain up and take our rest.
You know this is like a high medieval setting, right?
And I'll just whip out my Canon
No,
SLDR camera here.
yeah, no, you can't see any paintings or photographs.
Or, hear me out, not our monkeys, not our circus. We just get to where we're going, get off the boat, and we're done. What I'm hearing is the person that needs to be bound and gagged for the rest of this journey is Pipkin. And we let the crew do their day shift, we take the night shift, and then just let's fucking just get to where we're going. Also, need I say it again? The wind has changed. I know you're not sailors, but this is not normal for the wind to just 180 on itself. It's it's not normal. Yeah. Anyway, let's. Should you put that back? And oh, actually, fucking give me an hour and I'll make a copy of the key, and then you can put the original key back. I can make as many copies as we need after we've got a copy. Yeah, so I will take an hour. And how much would you say a key costs?
Correct.
Cool. So I've got the materials. I just magically spend an hour changing that
Okay.
using my artisan's blessing into a copy of the key that they've shown me,
Yeah.
and then Pip can go put the original back. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'll give Lawrence the new copy key, and Pip can go and put the old. Why are we turning left? No, no, no. Straight lines. Jesus. Right. Okay. I'm going to take the wheel back. Lawrence, you have the key. Pip can go put the original key back where you found it.
Footlockers are their chests. Yeah, so you do that, their heartbeats seem like quite slow, but they're definitely all there.
Horrifying moment when she listens to a Footlocker and also hears a heartbeat.
Yeah,
Is it Davy Jones or
like,
is it a mimic?
Footlockers make no noise.
I would also like in on that if I might know.
Then you can roll a history check together.
Yeah. Oh, I've got to do really well. I got -2 to history. I got a 7.
What tales of captains making deals with demons on rivers? You've heard ones from this area, can't think of any, like, specific.
Okay. Right. Well, if all things are back as they were before we started dicking around today, then I suppose we'll see out our watch and then someone should go and browse the crew if they're not getting up.
Yeah. So is anything else or just time just passing? Yeah, so time passes, it gets to when they're meant to take over their shift and they come up to the top deck to relieve you.
Oh, excellent.
They ask if anything else strange happened. Like last time they saw you was when you found the body. Generally ask about that, asking if anything else odd occurred during the night.
Uh, the the wind has flipped and it's gotten very cold for this climate.
Zargos feels off, he sticks his hand out to feel the wind and he's like, that is strange.
Yeah,
It is cold for summer.
yeah. I can't see any reason why it's happened, and it's been like this for hours. It's not. It happened very quickly, about 2 or 3 hours ago, but it has not changed since.
He says it's strange, but not alarmingly strange.
Well, if you're chill about it, then fair enough.
Okay. Are you braced for?
What do you mean decided not to tell him? It's weather conditions.
So Rickard, Rickard hears like the conversation. He looks quite worried and walks all the way off the deck down the stairs. He's the young. Okay, you follow him. He says, "Yeah."
Nothing puts a man at ease than more than somebody chasing him after he tries to avoid a situation.
Rickard's at the bottom of the stairs and he's crying. He says, "What is it, Pipkin? The demon's going to kill us all." It changes the winds and makes it and brings forth the snow.
Well, yeah, and then some sleep. I'm pretty tired. was an eventful evening. I'm actually pretty fucking beat up.
Right, speaking to them above. It's just a demon. It gave Zargos the ship. Zargos used to be a farmer, but he wanted to be a sailor, so he sold his soul for the ship. They're upstairs or somewhere else. Didn't chase the child. I don't know. Timo, he's the one that told me. Timo, the quartermaster. Yeah. Okay. So you take him into the kitchen. Are you in the kitchen? So did you just walk past the crying child? Okay.
We Pipkin has a handle on this. And she's got a handle on it. I've got 12 HP. I'm less than half health. Oh, Pipkin. Sorry, I thought that was just like a comment about Naomi.
It is just
Remarkably hot take about modern politics.
but it's just strength of personality, charisma, as like a spell casting force. So you don't actually have to be like charismatic and like sensitive,
Traditional, like, smooth talking.
comfortable. Yeah, it's just strength of your own character. You'd be a total cunt, but use it for magic. I do it for Timo. Why are you speaking at Timo now? What's happening? Yeah. Jackson. Jackson was the kick. Yeah, that's fine though. Because it's porridge. It's always porridge.
Well, it's hard to argue with porridge.
Give you a bowl of quite watery. Jackson starts laughing as you're telling the story. He's like chuckling as you're telling the story to Lawrence.
Yeah, we found this out last time. Richard heard from Jackson.
Jackson, Jackson starts speaking. He's like, Jackson at this point tells you Timo's just winding up Rickard. We all wind up Rickard. What? What's that? Winds change all the time. We just tell. Wreck hard about the demon to wind him up. Not gonna snow. Doesn't snow in there will be. Into what? Yeah, yeah. He, he turned it into ice. He turned it into ice. Yeah, then Jackson just shakes his head. He's like, "I've seen wizards before. I've seen cantrips before. You cast a spell. Okay. It's been the same color for years. I've been with the ship 4 years. It's been the same since then.
Quality. Wait, why is that information going to be in any way useful to you? What color is it? Oh, I can't see color. Goodbye. Must be nice. Right. I've not been doing that. Okay. No. But it's not a magical cat, so we're okay.
Your plan right now?
Do you think his deal with the devil is that he's got to sacrifice somebody every time he takes a trip?
Rickard. Yeah, left him for it to make sense.
Well, if everyone's dead, it's going to be real awkward if I use turn undead or destroy undead and the crew just evaporates. I don't think they'll come back quite the same.
Murder.
In fairness, I don't think I can destroy. No, I need to be. Oh no, I can. If they're CR half or lower, I can destroy them outright. Oh, campaign derailed. Campaign derailed. There are cats on the boat.
First mate Whiskers is still on the ship. So she's still mad at the- Right, what's your
I
plan?
I ca- I can't turn undead today because I used my channel divinity to make the key. So I have to wait. Yeah, I need to sleep. It's fucking deckhand. He's got jobs to do. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
There's a door that you have to go through. What are you looking out for in particular? Yeah. Okay. What do you think would be going there? Okay. So you're looking out for a demon on board. Okay, but do you think that's what could be causing the problem? So you don't see Zargos come down, and you don't see the cats apart from like kind of going about and coming and getting food. Um, but as you're like having a drink at the as you're having like a drink of ale on on the seat for like a second, the foam at the top of the ale, it looks like it hits the initials MR and then goes back to normal. Uh, yeah, Rekard said that he thought the demon was called Moonrider. Yeah, it's like just for a second, like if you hadn't like you're sure you saw it, but it wasn't long enough to be like any. Yeah, it's like when you see someone in the corner of your eye. Yeah, you'll have fought undead before. You'll have heard of them. They're pretty common in lore. You'll No, you'll have heard of people making deals and stuff and going wrong before. Um, you'll have heard of the Fanath, the God of the Void, the ones that Temple went back to when we started playing. He used to be an archdemon and became a god. So you'll have heard things like that. Okay.
Bowden's just like legs hanging out of the bed.
Okay, you're on watch. What are you looking out for? Looking for looking for a demon that's following you underwater. Okay. Any okay, do you look like at the water or at the sky for this demon that could be traveling the water at the sky at any point during the day? Okay. So you're kind of just staring across the water and you see like a shadow that sort of looks like a person with a fish's tail, but just for a second and it disappears. Even a second, it was just a shadow in the water. Like, you're not even sure if it was there. Okay.
Fucking hell.
Um,
And we'll hang a fishing line off the side, so we just need you to bite, and then we'll pull you back up. Pipkin comes back in.
Salmon.
Salmon.
Would transform back into herself and then
Yeah, she take a hit point of damage and then die because we've tied a tiny little noose, and she comes back. She's like, yeah, don't worry about it again. Don't worry about it.
yeah.
Very normal thing. Or you get eaten.
You have to wait
Same
now.
plan though.
You have to attune to them. Okay.
I mean, surely transform on deck, and I'll just like throw you in.
Now, so were you now in the water? Okay, what are you looking for in the water?
Is now a bad time to confront the problem that none of us have a fishing rod? No? Why
Okay,
would I why would I have a fishing rod? Start asking the crew, "Hey, guys, does anybody have a fishing rod? I quite fancy some fish."
so after a couple, like after 5 or so minutes in the water, you're looking about, you don't see anything, but you do see a big pike,
Oh, he's just gonna get eaten by another fish?
and it's swimming towards you. So you're swimming straight. That this pike swims straight at you.
You don't have an escape route.
So what are you wanting to do, Lauren? What are you wanting to do?
Well, while he's searching, we would have
You
been
by a pike.
oh, no, no, but, like, when he initially went in, I would have then been like, "Alright, where's the fishing oh, we don't have a fishing rod. Hey, just" I just, like, ask the crew if they've got a fishing rod somewhere.
Uh, yeah, Zara tells you to be one of the kids who asked
So,
Jackson.
yeah, I'll go and
Yeah.
source this fishing rod and
The pike, the pike tries to eat you, and it's a pike, so there's not much of a contest, and you turn back into Lawrence. Okay, you do that. The pike will slip off. You have to grab. You can try to like an acrobatics check to grab the pike and float up with it. Yeah. Yep, you pike and balance on the way up. So you rise to the surface on your ice cube with pike in hand.
I've come back to the edge now with a fishing rod in hand. No,
Yeah. So, so the ice block, the river's flowing in the same way that you're traveling on the ship. So you are flowing in the direction the ship is going, just slightly slower than it.
I'm busy trying to, like, hook up a bit of
You've got
worm to
a
this.
pike now that's been has its head crushed up an ice block. Are you adding that to your inventory? Do you know what annoyed me about you complaining that you don't have enough carry weight? I looked at your inventory and you've got like 40 carrots and like a load of shite in it.
Have you also been frustrated by the fact that there's been bitching about carry weights and I've got at least 300 pounds of unused carry weight?
I was pretty reasonable with what I gave you.
Yeah.
That's what you thought you'd add it, write it in just for the. Presumably, we're going to do that now.
Months later, we're like
Rock.
neck deep in the like nine hells trying to fight our way through demons. And you're like, What do we have in our inventories to dig us out of the situation?" And you pull out a rotting fish.
He thinks it's like a spear, and then realizes that it's a rotten fish. At least try to reel him in.
I suppose I will eventually notice that he's on his ice block and throw some rope to him and pull.
Okay, you managed to reel him in, and as he's being reeled in, he sees a shadow travel under the ice cube.
Oh fuck!
Just for a second. Yep. So you fall into the water, and another ice block rises up. No, you just saw a shadow again. It was for like the same length of time you saw the MR and the A. It was just for like that split second. You can keep it. You put it in your inventory. It's in your backpack, whatever. You still have your fish.
Okay, pull you back on board. Well, that's one way to do fishing,
Yeah. Timo's like looking at you, and he's like, "Strange way to fish."
and yet it's effective.
Thanks. Right. No, looking a bit.
I'd like to imagine that there's a handful of dead adventurers out there who went into a bag of holding to withdraw a pike, the weapon, and came out with a fish, and were then killed as a result.
Wait, I wish my army were all equipped with pikes.
Suddenly, the improvised weapons they all had at the time disappeared and were replaced with fish. Such a fucking hindrance. Cool. We look up and there's a couple of birds that are just flying around. It's all been misdirection. I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea. But so annoying. Somebody who's like, I must uncover this mystery. Here's the answer. No, no, not that. There is a mystery.
I'll take it for a pee. I'll be like 10.
Yeah, no worries. It's the dog. Fuck, if George had said, I need the toilet, I'm going for a wee, it will be 10 minutes, I'd be concerned on a lot of levels. Fucking fire hydrant over here. Yeah. I think that's fair. My thought process is this: we are spending a lot of time spinning our wheels in a restricted environment we can't do much with. And also, we have goals and objectives outside of this ship. If stuff happens, we'll deal with it as it comes up. If nothing happens, we get to where we're going and then we'll have our own shit to deal with. Yeah, be ready, but we've got shit going on. If we keep getting involved, so, yeah. I just think if we keep fucking around and getting involved in everything that comes up around us, we're never gonna get to anything we actually want to do. I understand the impulse. Almost fully located everything. Yeah, I've been doing that. Me and Ashley are playing one together right now, and we've started. We don't really do. Occasionally, we'll go through like one of the storylines, but a lot of the time we just like explore an area and bounce around unfound locations. It, over encumbered. Yeah, you're filled with armor and weapons and miscellaneous shit you can't drop. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That was one of my favorite things when you first start and there's nothing on the map and you like trying to go somewhere and you can just track where you've been by found and cleared locations that have been worked out. Yeah. Mm, yeah. There's loads of places like that. It fucks me off so much. You know what will really annoy you is when you I think I know the one you mean. Yeah, 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 your bread and butter. I encountered that on Solstheim, the Dragonborn expansion. Found like the skull, the hall of the I can't remember what it was, but it's like a section of this little village in the corner has broken away and had this warrior's hall. They've been kicked out of it by the little goblin people, the Reeklings. I went there, like found them saying, "Oh, we've been kicked out of the hall." They gave me the marker on the map to go up to the hall, so I just sprinted there faster than them, blew them all to Kingdom Come with like Elemental Blast. They were all dead, and it wouldn't complete the quest because I'd killed everybody before the group had got there. Yeah, yeah. So they all just stood around like ready for a fight, and I'm like everything's dead. There's nobody here. There- I had to reload an hour's worth of gameplay to complete that. Yeah. Oh, if you oh what you want to find is there's one of the Dwemer ruins. You could build a Dwemer horse, and it's immortal. It can't die. You can jump off the highest mountain, and it will never die. That's tragic. She just sat there forever.
Does Ben still think he's not involved in it at all? Does Bowden still not really want?
My stance is that we should be ready, but we shouldn't try and provoke stuff. We've got shit we need to do.
it? So Tipkin feels a couple of tugs on the nets that there should be something there, but when she reels them in, there's nothing at the end of them. The crew's just kind of watching her, wondering what the hell she's doing. Information from her pike. Yeah, and then it gets your guys watching. The crew comes and collects you. And they say that they're going to come on their watch a bit early tomorrow because they should be in Lagwin. But yeah, yeah, man, ended on the wind.
Nice one.
The stopover. This is Palomar's hometown that we're stopping in.
Disguise self. Hammer's gonna walk around with his dick hanging out.
Um,
So petty, but so
yeah, you command the light, the big spotlight. Okay.
I'm on
What
the
are you
helm as usual.
command the light? What are you looking for? Yeah, Pipkin, what are you doing? Yeah. Is Bowden just halfway feeling
I'm
the
at the
head?
helm, just making sure we keep going the same direction.
You looking for the
Like
demon?
I will also try and keep an eye out, but my these two are looking for the demon. I'm looking for the rest of the hazards that sailing at night may encounter.
So, as you're doing the spotlight, you're kind of casting it over, and it's quite a full moon. And for like a second, against that second, shadow kind of passes over the moonlight, casts it on you, and the shadow passes over the moon. And as that happens, the spotlight that you're feels really cold, and you feel a gust. You feel a gust of wind.
Can I see anything in the sky? And yet we're shining spotlights and casting nets. That seems like
Okay. Is there anything else you want to do?
I mean, keeping an eye out, but let's just get through this. Taking real personal shots here.
What would you like to do? You want to say anything, Pipkin? Okay. The rest of the night passes. You feel like a few cold spells throughout it. There's a few random gusts of winds, but there's nothing too untoward. As Argos comes up by himself in the morning as you're starting to reach Lagwood, and he says, "How was the night? Quieter than last night. Because there has been a cold spell. Great. hope, hope not for a while." It's no this time of year.
I mean, how long do you think we'll have to rest before we get to Lagwin?
We've got half an hour before we dock.
We might as well just stay up then and find an inn.
Deal two.
We're
Who's his arch nemesis?
Are we just stopping off here on the way to somewhere else? This isn't
Yeah,
our end,
he's
right?
concerned, clearly, like visibly. Hal
There's no
Halmar Lagwin. Wait for a second, we're going to his city, his family city, and you're saying that. Oh, I thought he was going to say he was his nemesis. Halmar who? Who's that?
cobbler.
Cobbler.
Cobbler. Some racial bias there from Pipkin.
I don't plan to stop in Lagwin very long. We're meant to pick up some documents just to as a courier service to take to Verdicam, New Verdicam. Yeah. Um, I guess it won't do much harm now. But Cyphos Lagwin. Yep.
Who's he? What relation is he to the family?
He's Halmar's older brother, or Lagwin's older brother.
Is it reasonable to assume that him being the older brother means he's likely more important and more
Yeah.
powerful?
And then, no, you asked that to Zargoth.
I know this is just me asking if like we would assume that as
Ask Zargoth. Metagame, ask Zargoth, and that'll give some information.
okay, right, yeah. Like, what sort of position does he have in the family? Is he like
He says it's a bit of an awkward one. He's not got combat magic, so he can't lead troops, so he can't inherit any lands.
oh, he
Cyphos,
doesn't have combat magic?
no, and for nobilities to inherit, they have to be able to lead troops, and to do that, they need combat magic. He apparently used to, but oh, there was a bit of a rumor around the time because he was expected to inherit. The Lagwins, they do things a bit odd. So when the ruler of Lagwin dies, all the heirs that can inherit fight each other to the death, and then inherit the lands. So Typhon said he could said he could look into the future, and he was said to have looked into the day he'd die, and after that he lost his ability to use combat magic.
I did. That is
Typhos looked into the future to see when he'd die. He apparently lost his combat magic after that. It breathed it. Apparently, unfortunate accidents recently. There are 9 inheritable sons, and I think 2 of them have died in the past few months.
so.
One had a fall,
Is
the other had a hunting accident.
who's the head of the family right now?
It's just Lagwin, so the way they work it is they just take the family name when they're head of the house.
Right. Okay. So there
They're
is a Lagwin, and then there's like Hamar and Cyphos and all of them underneath.
yeah.
God.
So you
What a twat. What a dickhead. You can send us the text document. I'm not writing that shit down. Interesting. So,
if they have the package ready at the dock and they want us to go with it, we'll go straight away. You don't need to pick anything up, so it'll be as long as they take to deliver it. It's
wait,
fine.
so this is a package for Cyphos. It's not Cyphos himself.
Cyphos is meant to be transporting a pack. We're transporting a package to Cyphos to the New Verdicum Bank.
So, that's, he's not coming with us.
Not so far as I'm aware.
Okay, right.
It's not what we were asked to do.
No, that's fine. I was just making the well, last crew member we took on that was a guest turned out a bit odd, so exactly. And you can see that evidence in the way we fish.
Um, Cyphos and your lady Cara are good friends.
Ooh. Yeah, that is interesting. That is interesting.
Wait,
Right. 2 seconds, guys. So
yeah, I'll wait for do I do any demon hunting while he's away. Who? Nope. Yep. Nope. Seems normal. Uh, Bowden has them, I think. You got, where did you get a gnomish dictionary? Uh, yeah, you can try learn gnomish. It'll take you. We need to work out how long it'll take you. There is a time it would take you. We need to find out what it is. Yeah, if you like, you can do like since we're like you're not doing much right now. You've got like hours to a day, 6 to 8 hours of it a day. Like, right on the ship. Yeah, it's the people. Remember when you were going through the dodge pit to get to the sewer, and you got the gang colours clothes to like walk through it? Yeah, it's just the sticks. I think it was called. I think it's hard because we play quite infrequently. Mm. Yeah. Oh yeah, well, might haunt you soon.
I'm back. Sorry. Yeah, mine is the medically concerning one, though. No, Rodney has just been on a little walk with Ashley and rolled in something awful. So he is now confined to his room till we can bath him. Right.
Okay,
What's shaking?
so you're coming to Lagman.
We found the demon.
What?
Fuck
So
it, I'm so on board with this.
you're coming into Lagwin, which is famous for like sheep farming, and as you're coming, you see like fields, and there's like giant sheep in them, like the size of cows.
I knew it.
Um, apart from that, it seems like quite a rural place, and like all the towns and cities, it's fortified quite. It's got high stone walls. It's a far smaller harbour than the Splain, and definitely than Port Lizard. As the ship comes into the dock, there's two men waiting on the ship. Uh, there's one that looks about the same height as Bowden, so over, and then there's another one there who's in long dark robes who looks about.
I am going to.
When Bowden looks at the shorter of the two men, and for a second he thinks it's Hamar, but it's not. So it looks like Hamar, but a bit older.
You two looking subtle, and the giant cowman is just stood there. Just,
Okay, so as the ship, so they see the ship and they start to come out on a rowboat to meet it.
oh, so we're not even docking. We're just gonna like literally pick up and keep moving.
Yes.
Very well.
I want to see what they say to us first because I think they're coming to.
Are the baby cow sheep the size of regular sheep?
Yeah, sure, sure. Why not? Okay, so they hoist the rowboat that they're on up the ship, and then Cyphos asks Argos to carry on sailing to New Verdicum. He's speaking to Zargos with the guy that's about 7 feet tall, and they have a few bags with them, and then they get where the merchant or Ishbada was staying. 2.5.
2.5 cows tall. He's a
He's
giant, an
he's not
actual giant. He's
tall. Feet tall.
fucking
He's he's about 7 foot
15
tall.
foot tall. Cows are huge.
And
What is he?
Zargos,
Is he like a Goliath or what the fuck is he?
he looked like he was in half plate. He had a mask on, not a helmet.
Oh right, okay, so we don't even know. Shit.
No, it was just a bronze mask. Um, and then Zargos turns to you and says they'll be traveling with us to New Verdicum.
Okay. Are they sleeping in our quarters?
So they're gonna stay in the cabin, the meeting cabin.
In the meeting room. Okay.
And
Excellent.
they instructed me that Cyphos was what I was transporting.
Ah, yes. The rat catchers get the first class lounge. Meanwhile, the nobles get put in economy. Are they nobles or are they their own separate like warrior class?
Who?
Are
You?
knights nobles or are they a different like
You're not
level of
nobility.
yeah.
You're not landed.
Yeah. Yet.
What were you upset about, Lawrence? Have you said that loud?
I do. Are they like I assume they're not here working. They're going to like just relax through the whole journey. So we'll be on night watch. They're not going to be on night watch with us.
Argos said that.
Okay, so we're basically going to live on completely different schedules from these people. This shouldn't be a problem. And if they do, we can have a nice chat about how good a kisser his brother is. absolutely did. Yeah, right. Who has it worse? The absolute nobody who has been like snogged by a noble, or the noble who's snogged the fucking thorn in his side. He's been humiliated by that. I've just nah. But the worst thing I've got is that you two are occasionally like that was a bit weird.
Yeah. So as you are chatting away about Hammer on the deck, the taller of the two men comes out. Uh, he's in a dark black cape, half plate, and he has his mask on, and he just walks over to the edge of the ship. Over.
He comes over to us.
No, he's at the edge of the ship, just looking off to the water.
Okay. I'll want I'll go with
He like he turns it and he says yes. And it looks it's quite a labored. It's quite labored for him to speak.
oh, are you okay? I know some I could maybe help with that if there's an issue.
I find it hard to talk.
Because of an injury?
Yes. Well, that's because he like you can see scars along his neck that run up to his face.
Oh shit.
Like claw marks and bite marks.
Fuck man. How if you don't mind me asking, how did you get those? What
So
did you say?
he's a shadow hound. So you know the shadow hounds. So high rank members of the empire, they have these big dogs that go with them. And they've been transformed into like dogs that are the size of like Shetland ponies, and they can ride them and they sick up on people when they go track them. Yeah,
So someone from the Empire has set a Shadowhound on this man.
yeah. He says stole bread when I was a child. He turns to you again. He says, I know who you are. I won't help." He said, "I know who you are. I won't need your help." He then stretches out his hand to shake your hand, and he says he's Sir Raelith Giantborn.
Raylith.
So as you do that, he squeezes your hand back, but a lot tighter.
Can I do similar and try and get a gauge of how fucking strong is this guy?
Like a contest to just try to gauge how strong he is.
Yeah, just like I'm shaking firmly and just seeing how hard he like grips back relative to my own strength.
Yeah, he's like unworldly strong.
Oh fuck. Subtly cure wounds Lawrence's hand because it's clearly broken.
Yeah. So yeah, you get this sense this is like a physically incredibly powerful person. You're
I bet he
pretty
can
sure
turn.
he's human. You're pretty sure he's human.
I bet he can turn a jug of water to ice just by like crushing it with pressure in his hands.
That guy's just what rudeness. Yeah, and he looks like perturbed by what you said, and he like mutters Tuesday night.
He's sensitive. Don't worry.
He says that.
Well, have a good trip, I guess. Must be important what you're sending if Cyphos needs to come.
Typhus is what we're sending.
But why?
Just in case the brothers kill each other.
Oh. Oh. Is there any danger that someone might make an attempt on Cyphos on the
No,
boat?
because they always inherit before Cyphos.
Oh, so he's just like bottom of the list. Should be fine.
He nods. He's like the backup.
He's the backup. Okay.
He can fight. He just can't cast.
That is a great question.
Just shrugs.
Well, have a good journey. We typically do the night watches, so you probably won't see a lot of us about breakfast and dinners.
Just nods. You like kind of. Now it's quite difficult for him to talk.
Well, have a good trip, and any issues, I hope there won't be, but we can rely on each other, I hope. And I'll go back down and I'll say to Lawrence once we're in the privacy of our own county, like, here's my theory. Cyphos never lost his powers. He just says he has, so that the rest of them kill each other, and he's got fewer people to kill before he inherits. He's just playing it safe, pretending he can't do shit, and then once all of his brothers are dead, bar like, say, Palmar, he'll be like, I've got my powers, fuck you. It's what this family's problem is with me.
I just hear a knock on your door. As you're talking, you hear a knock on your door. Yeah. It's you assume it's Cyphos. He's not in his cloak anymore. He's in quite like fine clothes, but they are like still traveling clothes, so it's like a cape. And he nods at you, says, "Your car is." Says, yes. I met there the was attacked. He says, "I've not met you as such, but I was there the night Slim was attacked." He says,
Oh, were you at the ball?
"Yeah,
You might have seen me.
I did. Well, you told me." Yeah, yes, Ryan's quite capable. Um,
he, he seems it.
yes, he's the best man life has to offer. Yeah, he's a tournament fighter as well. It's where he made his name and his wealth. Um, he came from nothing. He was an orphan. Um, the, when the Shadowhound attacked him, because you mentioned think some of its blood was fused with him, and that's why he's grown to that size. And then he kind of looks at, he says, "Well, I've tried since Raelith, and it's not went as well." The the Shadowhound blood's venomous that normally kills. In wanted to come and see. We're going to be on the ship for another 10 days or so. And the Lady Kara's, I've got no reason not.
We're not used to noble people being quite so nice.
Most nobles are chasing something in life, and I have nothing to chase.
That's fair enough. Bad
They
kisser.
appeal to you. It doesn't address it.
No, he's great. What?
He says none of my brothers are particularly nice to get along. He like pauses for a second, like he's like thinking about what he's gonna say. He says certain magics have unwritten rules. I've I've power to see ahead and be a seer. And, and when you're trained to do such a thing, you're told not to look into your own future. And given the nature of how my family works, I looked at my own death. I know how I'm gonna die, and I lost most of my magic that day. I, he's not here on my request. Here on the request of the Lagwin.
Oh, hopefully not on this boat.
Don't wish to speak about it.
Understandable.
He nods and he says, Fates are fluid, and that's one of the reasons why I don't want to speak about it. Most people that I tell the less chance it of happening. If I were to stab myself now, it would be a different fate than the one I've been assigned. Yeah,
Oh, that
but
is a
not.
thread I don't want to pull.
He looks at you and he says, you do and you don't. The way you manifest your magic is probably just different. I can see your bow, you're probably unerringly accurate with it more than a normal man. It's the way your magic channels itself. Fur, your Furbolg friend there is probably naturally strong for a Furbolg. more damage than a normal furball could. His magic just manifests itself in a different way, like a sorceress or a wizard.
Every so often, someone comes along and completely changes how I see the world.
I look at someone's death and I tell them, if I were to tell you the ship would sink and that's how you'd die, you'd get off the ship, you'd likely not die from the ship sinking.
So as soon as you know your fate, the knowing changes the fate.
Unless you accept it.
Gets you killed. Interesting.
It, it depends on the intricacy of the future. The more parties and forces that are involved, it takes more magic, like say, and then it'll take more stuff from the ritual, more ingredients. It, it's a simple fate. If I were to flip a coin, would it be heads or tails? That doesn't require much. But the more parties that are involved and the more powerful entities that are involved, the more magic it take, the stronger magic it would take. Fate's a fluid and fickle thing.
Interesting. So why are you going where you're going? What's what's at the end of your trip?
It's what the Lagwin ordered.
They're just sending you somewhere with no. You're just getting out.
I'm the backup.
Fair enough.
I have no value apart from that family.
Are you going to publish a book about it and say you don't want any media attention? But
Probably not.
spare. Buy my book. Don't look at me. Buy my book. Pay no attention. Buy my book. Well, I don't think you're going to get to know. I think this is too complicated in the way that things like I've not made my mind up on this plan. Oh,
If I were to look into the fates and ask that, I'd most certainly reply back yes. Because even if you were to become someone else, your first self would have died. Fate, he says, this is where it gets complex. Fate works through the three sisters of fate who weave it, reveal what they want, and they'll also try to mislead seers when they're giving it. So you get false prophets and prophecies.
can you see the past? Not like remembering, like anybody can do, but you can see the future. You can look into someone's future. Can you look into somebody's past? Is that a thing?
Are you are you familiar with Scry?
Yeah.
So it works in a similar place, a similar way. If I if I were to get an old battle site, I could maybe look at an overview of the battle. But if I were to be at the the old battle site with a soldier's wife who died and his armor, I might be able to look at the fate of the soldier, maybe.
Okay.
It's not exact. It's not like casting a cantrip that has the same result every time.
Yeah, it would be different instance to instance.
There's a chance.
That was what I was angling for. I was
Right
thinking
now,
you could get some clarity on what exactly has happened. I know what you know at the moment. No, no, you've got your own like locked pair and things. That's it. Well, I mean, the situation we're in now, aren't we all? Mm. Bit more information never hurt.
see pieces. I might see nothing. I might see pieces of the person's life. But there's no guarantee of what I'll see. Like normal will be the events of the strongest emotion attack, which, which is why you see death so often because it's the strong point of emotion and such a significant people. Poten-
I imagine a
Potentially,
rebirth might be equally strong.
he says, like, not necessarily about payment or lack of payment. We can use in hand such as like crystals and gems, but that we consumed in the could be as many gems as you could use, but they will be consumed in it.
Use them. Use them. Use what you need. Well, wait, yeah. How many diamonds do you have? Keep keep at least one diamond back because diamonds are needed for every type of resurrection. Okay. Okay.
It'll work. It's a crystal, so it'll work. Um, who am I looking for? Not always the same. I look, but it's not so much of a choice of what I'll get to see. I'll get to see what I'm showing. Okay. He says, "The three of you can help me." He's drawing out a circle in the room. He says, I'm going to put the in the middle, and then think of a spell that you like or enjoy casting. And imagine you're going to cast it onto the crystals, but just hold it and concentrate, hold it for as long as you can. A spell that you like to cast, or you feel most confident and good at casting. Imagine you're going to cast it on the crystals and prepare like you're going to cast it, but don't cast it. Concentrate on that. I'm going to try channel that energy to boost my own. Can you roll an Arcana check?
'Kay. My Arcana check is 14 minus 2, 12. A spell would try be like detect magic. I've used that loads.
Okay. Barbs, dissident whisperers, and what are you thinking, Bowden?
Detect magic because I use that loads.
Okay. So he starts to set up the ritual, and the temperature drops a few degrees, and you're in the circle, everyone ready their spells to cast them. And he starts speaking in a language you've never heard before. You don't really understand what he's saying. He stops speaking, He starts shaking, and he starts holding himself, and he's shaking, and he says, "Dad, why did you leave us?" He's shaking, and then he says, and he's quite panicked. I think he's here, and then he just starts screaming uncontrollably and passes out unconscious.
Fuck. Well, if it seems like the ritual's done, I will try and administer medical aid to this man. He, is he like breathe? He's just unconscious.
He's
He's not
breathing,
dying.
he's fine. He just seems like exhausted.
I'll pick him up and put him down on one of the spare beds so he's rested comfier and like recovery
Come to,
position him basically.
yeah, he starts to come to. He's fine. He's just tired. And he like looks at Lawrence and he says, "I want to know."
Yeah.
The Rakshasa eats them and revives them. The the Rakshasa eats them and revives them, and eats them. The Rakshasa eats her children, revives them, and then I knows that. David, when you're muted,
Lawrence, if you kill a Rakshasa in a plane that is not his own plane, he just goes back to his own plane. We'd have to go to where he is and kill him there to kill him. That's why I've never done anything hostile about Bigby because Bigby would just keep coming back.
he breaks the bed.
Well, she did. I'll just thank Cyphos. Right. I think we've got a lot to process after that.
He nods and he
Really
says,
appreciate
"I'm sorry. I'll leave you. I'll leave the three of you alone."
that. If you need anything, we'll be here. Um, we're on night watch, so we'll likely cross paths morning and evenings. So anytime, just give us a shout.
He just nods and looks.
Okay. Well, Lawrence, I think we need to press on as quickly as possible to raise Bigby and get your family back. And we can work on Borta from there. No, but you'll need us. I know what it's like to lose family. we can get yours back. Honestly, this sounds horrible to say, but it sounds like it'd be better to bring them back, even if it was just to kill them outright and let them lie. Because what's happening now is worse than death. Possibly. Maybe not now, but there are people that can. And it's an ability I could try and learn in the future. I'm just going around casting mending on the beds after he's done with them. I'm fixing them as I go. You break them, I fix them. You break them, I fix them.
This is going on. Like little icicles appear on the side of the cabin, and it says Moonlighter.
This is what?
Moonrider, which is the name of the demon. I think he's hidden. You feel the boat shake a bit like it's been hit by a big gust of wind.
We've got places to be and things to do. Why are you antagonizing a side quest demon? You fucking idiot! We've just had a dramatic plot point that we need to get places to achieve, and you're now antagonizing a different demon. Fuck.
The ship feels like it's picking up speed, but nothing else really happens. So the ship's picked up speed, but you don't really seem to get like a further reaction.
What's the lowest rank of demon I'm aware of? What's the lowest rank of demon I'm aware of?
You assume it's an imp from speaking to Vigby.
An imp. I'll just like I'll just say out into the off the side of the ship. Moonrider seems like a weaker demon than most imps.
Yeah, the ship appears to pick up more speed. It's going quite fast now. Is it fair to assume for the next couple of days you keep insulting Moonrider?
It seems to spur our progress on. He's rather than exacting vengeance, he's just like, no, I'm not. Look, I'm doing good things.
You insult Moonrider for the next few days. The Moonrider, and he's eventually come out the river into the open sea, and a massive storm picks up, and there's a blizzard, and the ship's going blown off course now.
Oh fuck. Meanwhile, Bowden's at the wheel, like, guys, this is actually a bit more serious than I think you think it is.
It's rocking like a hell of a lot now. Cyphos and Raelith have appeared to like try to see what's going on. Zargos and the rest of crew are on top now, trying to batten everything down, and they look pretty scared.
This ain't so good, guys.
And Zargos is like, why is there a blizzard? Why is there snow? And he can't like. Is Moonrider? What's Moonrider? Why are you speaking to a demon? This is Zargos speaking. Who the fuck is Moonrider? And the ship starts to shake more and more and more, and the wind's picking up. Why is there a demon on the ship? And he's like, idiot. Like, he's ordered the men about. And he's like, what skeleton key? Help me row in the mast. Help me.
Bowden is rushing around trying to like get this ship to survive a storm.
Are you helping, Odin? Can you roll a strength check for reeling in the mast?
Yes. That is 18 plus 3. 21.
Okay. To reel it in, and Zargos again is like, who the fuck's Moonrider? Batten stuff down. Don't have a skeleton key or demon. He's just shaking his head. He's trying to like he's running about the ship, trying to batten stuff down, and like he's not. He's just like, I'm a fucking human. Help! Nemo sometimes says I'm a half elf as a joke, but I'm a human.
Fuck you.
There's no ability. And at this point, big waves are going onto the ship, and it's looking pretty dire. He's shaking his head. He says, "I don't know what you're speaking about," and he orders his crew, like, like towards like the lifeboats.
Good job, guys. Bailing out of this. We are.
He says, "I've never seen that in my life. Go near a lifeboat. We're going to sink." Yeah, ship, this ship capsized.
I'm just gonna like if the crew are getting on lifeboats now, I'm gonna go over and grab those two and just fucking pick them up
So at
and
this
go
point,
to a lifeboat.
the ship starts to capsize. Ship,
Is the kid the young like
as the
what's
ship
his name?
capsizes, Cyphos says it's a tulpa.
A
Stop
tulpa.
talking about it. It's a tulpa. But then he like disappears like under the waves.
Oh fuck's sake! I'm gonna throw those. Yeah, do that.
Okay, he's a tulpa. It's only real because you're saying it's real.
You idiots!
And there's a big storm going on. People are fighting for their lives right now. I don't know if that's got across very well. Yeah, you're bobbing up and under the water.
I'm, I'm going to cast. I will cast Water Walk on
Under the
myself.
water. It's full. So, so Bowden's now using water walk. How are you staying above the water? Are you trying
I am going to be using my Water Walk to go and like try and use like rope or things to lasso anybody that is not in lifeboats
so,
and gather them up and get them to safety.
Jackson is under the water right now, on that one of the lifeboats. So what are you gonna do with him now? He's on an ice cube trying to like get on top of it. He's managing to keep his balance.
Since I've got Water Walk, I'll be just like running to them, grab them, and go to the lifeboat.
Yeah. Okay. Raylith and Cyphos look like they're fine in one of the lifeboats.
Yeah.
They're managing the crew's struggling a lot because there's 4 or 5 of them in. Zargos is he was up,
Sargus is where?
he was Zargos is nowhere to be seen. He was at the helm when it capsized. Okay. Can you roll a perception check then? Okay. So you can see like a figure off in the distance at the ship, so you can swim towards it if you want. Okay. So you find Zargos and he's got his hand jammed in, and he's so you're by yourself right now. Zargos has got only Pickens aware of that.
You keep breaking up at the critical point in your sentence.
So his hands jammed in the ship's wheel, only Pip aware of that. He's the only one that's seen that. He's current.
Oh shit! So right, I've just properly read Water Walk. When you cast it, you can cast it on 10 willing creatures that I can see within a 30-foot range. I would have hit as many of the crew and everybody else with a capacity to walk on water.
Everyone apart from Zargos then.
Yeah.
You're a salmon right now. Roll an athletics check because the water currents are trying to take you right now because of the storm. Yeah, you're fine. You manage to hold yourself in. Yeah, hold yourself in position. Okay, he's got an 18 on the dice. He takes 13. Darkloss is dead.
Was he just a guy? Nothing special. He was a farmhand.
Mm-hmm.
You just blew him. There's just a plume of red. This is eviscerated body. Oh no. I don't think that would work. I can, if I get to him in the next minute, revivify him.
Okay, so you're going to try swim and pull him in the storm. There's going to be an athletics check.
If she's popped up to the surface, would I see her and could I start making my way towards her if I can?
He has popped up. So
So, okay.
can't get him. His body's floating further away from you. He turns.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll put her in the boat.
Yep. Well, they're all walking on water now. He's like, what? What?
Says the king of the idiots.
Boss is just walking over. He's like, have you found the captain? Boss. Yeah. He's quite calm given the situation. Yeah. And he spells a dreamcaster. It wouldn't normally have mattered lying to a child, but he's created Mooncaster through his belief of Mooncaster. And yeah, thinking about Mooncaster has made it more real.
We should get to shore as soon as possible. I think we can deal with the repercussions from today later.
You said how long does this
We've
spell last, Bowden?
we've only got an hour before we need
I
to be in
run
boats.
towards the land, and then he points towards land that appears a few miles off to try and clear the storm at least. It's a
Yeah,
magic storm, so it shouldn't stretch that far.
let's just run as fast as we can. I will. If there is a boat with us, like a lifeboat
Uh,
floating.
yeah.
I'll grab the lifeboat and drag it along. Not as quick as I can run with it. I'm really strong and walking on water.
So everyone starts running toward like what looks like a beach in the distance. Go on it. Okay, roll an attack then.
It fell apart so fast.
Try to do it stealthily. Try to do it stealthily. Okay. Okay. What happened? He falls into the sea. Storm. No one notices because it's a storm and they're all running for their lives. Annie?
I mean, it grants the ability to move across any liquid surface, i.e., water, mud, acid,
Get
as
back
if it
up.
were harmless solid ground.
Yeah, so you get back up then, scrambles, albeit wet.
And any creature that is submerged immediately floats to the surface at 60 feet per second.
Okay, that's fine then. You're all running towards the beach essentially. You the storm after about half an hour of running. It looks like it's starting to subside in the distance. Debris from the ship sort of coming towards you as well. And you're maybe 2 kilometers from the beach that you can see. So you could probably still run to it within the hour.
Yeah, unless you get to the beach. We don't want to stay on the water.
Yeah. So you all run towards the beach. So you're not really sure where you are because of the storm and you kind of lost your bearings. Um, and then, yeah, you can see the storm still in the distance a bit. Some of the debris from the ship starting to get washed up on the shore, but everyone's now on the beach apart from Zargo guys. And you're just feeling like a slight wind from where the storm was, where you are. But you are far away from where you were. So you can see some cliffs. I'll share this for a second just to give you an idea where you guys are or where you think you could be. Pardon? Atal- Atal- Atalpa. Yeah. So can you see the map I've got? So you guys came up to about here and you got blown off course. So you're probably about there now because it took you up this way. So you're over here. So
Looks
you're,
like we're walking.
yeah, this is where you were trying to get to. Now assume you're here because you can see forest, you can see cliff sides. Does anyone want to roll a history check?
19. 17 for me.
So you know that in the dry river forest, there's wood elves that live there, and they're pretty hostile. So when the Empire took over kingdoms, they started to chop down the dry river, and so the Druidic elves started to march the trees towards the capital. They stopped chopping down the trees, and they also directed the water underground so that there's not a river that floats in the dry bay anymore. So it's quite a
So,
dangerous place to be.
what about the mountains to the south in terms of going backwards?
Uh, So they're cliffside. It's called Horseshoe Mountains. There's meant to be tribal people that live up there, and you don't really know much about them. They keep themselves to themselves.
We could just row around and try and stay close to the coast. Get back in event of storm and attack. Yeah,
To
I've
like
dragged one.
Raylith drag. Yeah. Okay. It's quite late in the evening now.
We should just make camp as best we can.
Do you want to travel inland at all or stay on the beach? So then, as you're sort of setting up on the beach, like you're taking some help from the ship and that to set up camp and trying to pick up whatever like food and water they can get and do that. You start to notice bones and stuff on the beach, and you notice some like rusted weapons. So it seems like there was no battle site there. Yeah. You also notice at the cliffside there is an old Elvish ship that was probably used during the. It was probably.
Yep. We can go and have a look in the morning and see.
Okay. Typhos is spending time talking to Rickard, the little cabin boy.
I'll set up the alarm stones around our camp so that we'll know if anything is sneaking up on us.
Yeah. Raylith wasn't in his armor, but he looks like he's donning it now.
Fair.
And he says he's going to scout out the woods ahead a little bit. He says,
Does one of you want to go with him as a bit of support?
he says not to kill elves. He's, he doesn't need your help.
Fair enough. I mean, if the strongest man on earth gets killed, we might be in a bit of trouble.
Yeah, he waves you off as you're arguing and like walks away to like scout it out. He doesn't really. So he's disappeared and the rest of them are trying to start up camp. Typhos is saying that we shouldn't light a fire.
We shouldn't.
Yeah, 'cause it'll just draw attention.
Yeah, it will.
I don't think we should disturb the book.
We can check it out in the morning if we need to. Right now, let's just get some rest.
Is anyone keeping a watch? Yeah. You and Rickard on the first watch.
I'll take the second.
He's quite tearful and he says it's all my fault. I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have spread the rumors about it. He didn't know I was a Dreamcaster. I don't know what a Dreamcaster
Lawrence, you're being loud. It's sleep. It's time for sleep. But as a side note, Lawrence, I feel like you're trying to absolve yourself. You got dragged down a rabbit hole. He started it, but you perhaps should reevaluate your situation. Think we've all learned a little something today. Also, whatever happened to let's just get to where we're going? You pursued something and it got us into a shit show. You didn't start it, you just pulled on a thread, but that thread unraveled the whole boat. You might not be wholesale to blame, but you are not blameless. I missed all that. You guys all froze. But you would. Well, we're calling you that now.
So after 50 hours of your watch, really? Yeah. It wasn't gonna be much. I was gonna say Raylith like returned and he like in his broken English that he normally like says he's found a fountain to Maratal. Odin will be interested.
Well, someone else is going to have to take the next watch because Bowden's going into the forest. Bowden, Bowden hasn't gotten any sleep because you bitches keep bickering about whose fault it is. Because it's your fault. You two idiots went on a propaganda campaign against a demon that turns out didn't exist until your propaganda campaign.
We stopped playing only because you were looking. I was very clear in asking what you were looking for.
Which is a legitimate thing to be annoyed at. But I think that's misplaced anger.
How many times did you see the
You should
demon?
kill him because you've made an action. He joked about a demon that didn't exist, and your willpower with this kid brought it into existence.
Yeah. Well, so the idea was that lots of people come on the ship and they travel people about, and the kid tells everyone about it. So a lot of people like now believe in the future.
Nonetheless, you still pushed it over the edge. You poured gas on a fire.
That's why Bowden didn't really see it. He wasn't looking.
For the first time, let's just like keep our heads down and get to where we're going was the right decision in D&D. Us. How?
Aye. My favorite part about it is as you were insulting it and it was driving you out to sea, you were like, "This is quite helpful."
Well, like thus far it was. We just got faster. We were getting. Well, I'd seen you two chirping on for days, and I was like, well, nothing seems to be changing. You two did. At no point has Bowden said that he is free of blaming this. No point has Bowden been like, this wasn't to do with me, we should definitely kill somebody else over this. You're the one saying that. I'm gonna talk you down and get you to recognize that you had a hand in this. I think you need to accept that you were partly responsible for this and need to chill out on murdering these NPCs. That's Bowden's objective. Bowden's like, all right, we as a party have fucked up here. Gonna get corrupted by what?
The god person.
Oh, you stay the fuck away from it then. There's a great big fucking warhammer that says you can. There's the diamonds that will revive your family that say you can. Carrying on, keeping my head down. I I made 2 comments. You made 3 days worth of comments. He did not.
Excited to do so.
I did everything I could to save a man. He blew a man to bits. He was alive until she exploded him. If she She didn't even say that, she said she couldn't find him. He's he's gonna wash up on shore tomorrow morning, blown to bits, and
Yeah,
you're like
happened.
and, like, you're gonna look at it and be like, "Wow, that storm was bad," and I'm gonna look at it and go, "Storms don't do that to people." I've seen drown victims. That doesn't happen.
You left first mate Whiskers.
He got he had you kill him!
Killed Whis-
You killed the animal!
What? You, I'm not giving you a present for you killing a cat.
Naomi, you realize as soon as you get a cow-sized sheep, a wyvern is gonna come and snatch that shit up. It really does, actually.
I don't have any problem. 'Cause I quite
No
like
one
them.
has no one has a problem with the animals. We have a problem with your obsession with the animals in D&D.
I have a problem with that. Like, like more people have died from speaking to you than animals. When have you
That
brought
is
companions somewhere and they've not been killed? Oh, you got your dad killed. You
What
got
about
her dad.
the father?
I think it is. You delivered a child to a pack of bags.
Stay forever, ignore your children. Uh,